For centuries, the story of Noah's Ark has fascinated scholars, scientists, and believers alike. Was it possible for all the animals we see today to descend from those that Noah brought aboard? And if so, how did they diversify into the astonishing variety of species we recognize across the planet? Today, we explore the refined list of animal kinds that may have been on the Ark, how they spread across the world, and how our planet's changing climate continues to shape the animal kingdom. The Bible describes how Noah was instructed to bring animals according to their kinds. But what does kind really mean? Unlike modern species classifications, kind likely refers to broader groupings, ancestral lineages that diversified after the flood. Let's break it down. The Ark likely housed representatives of major mammal groups. For example, a single felid kind may have been the ancestor of all big cats and small cats. Lions, tigers, leopards, cheetahs, and even domestic cats. The canid kind could have given rise to wolves, foxes, jackals, and domestic dogs. Similarly, the equid kind may have been the origin of all modern horses, zebras, and donkeys. Other mammal kinds include bears, deer, cattle, camels, pigs, and even marsupials like kangaroos and opossums. Birds were also taken aboard, perhaps by their kinds rather than species. For instance, a single raptor kind could have been the ancestor of eagles, hawks, and falcons. Parrots, crows, pigeons, and waterfowl may have each descended from distinct ancestral kinds. And what about flightless birds? The ratite kind might have been the common ancestor of ostriches, emus, and extinct moas. Though cold-blooded creatures may have needed special care, their kinds could have included crocodilians, turtles, lizards, snakes, frogs, and salamanders. These creatures spread out into different climates, adapting to their environments over generations. One of the biggest debates is whether insects were on the Ark. Some argue they could have survived in floating vegetation, but let's assume they were included. Insects are incredibly diverse, yet they can be grouped into kinds: beetles, butterflies, bees, flies, grasshoppers, and dragonflies. Arachnids, such as spiders and scorpions, may have also had ancestral pairs. While insects take up very little space, their survival after the flood would have been critical to pollination, decomposition, and the food chain. After the flood, animals disembarked from the Ark and spread across the world. Natural selection, adaptation, and environmental pressures shaped the diversity we see today. For example, bears adapted to different climates. Polar bears thrived in icy regions, while sun bears adapted to tropical forests. Canids split into wolves, foxes, and domestic dogs based on their habitats. Over thousands of years, these adaptations led to the biodiversity we recognize in our modern world. Just as animals adapted to a post-flood world, they now face a new challenge: climate change. Rising temperatures, habitat loss, and shifting weather patterns are forcing species to adapt, migrate, or face extinction. From Noah's time to today, the survival of animal kinds has depended on their ability to adjust to changing environments. As stewards of the Earth, we must consider how our actions impact these creatures and their futures. The story of Noah's Ark is not just about the past, it's a lesson for the present. Whether we view it as history, allegory, or a mix of both, it teaches us about survival, adaptation, and responsibility. How will we ensure the survival of today's animals? What lessons can we learn from the Ark about conservation and stewardship? Join us in the next episode as we continue tracing the journey of animal kinds and the ever-changing Earth.